It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about.
We are going to review a little bit about the rules of exponents. The last time we studied the concept of a power, of an exponent. But today we are going to solve some exercises based on those rules. So, evaluate. And here we have the notification that it says no variable has a value of 0. So here, the y and this y is not going to be 0. Okay? They are going to be a number greater than 0. For this case, you have 6y to the 3 and everything is elevated to the 4. So this is a power of a power. In this case, the 4 is affecting the 6 and this variable 2. So you can separate it. 6 to the 4 times y to the 3. How did you solve this? 3 multiplied by 4. 3 times 4. So in this case, 6 to the 4, what does it mean? 6 to the 4 means that you're going to multiply the 6 4 times by itself. So 6 times 6 times 6 times 6, 4 times. That is going to be 1,296. Y and 3 multiplied by 4 is 12. So this is our answer of this exercise. 1,296 y to the 12th power. Then, the second exercise. If you see here, you have a negative 3 elevated to the third power. So in this case, we are going to do something similar to this exercise. The negative 3, since we have a negative, I'm going to use the parenthesis, negative 3, elevated to the 3. I'm going to separate this. And the y, okay, I'm going to put the y here, you can put a dot, that means multiplication. The y is elevated to the 4, but it's elevated to the 3 at the same time. So this is power of a power rule. So here, 4 times 3. So in this case, negative 3 elevated to the 3. So this is going to be negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3. This is going to be negative 27. Because when the exponent is not an even number and you have a negative here, the answer always going to be negative. So in this case, copy the y, and 4 multiplied by 3 is 12. So the answer of this exercise, negative 27 y to the 12th power. Then we are going to evaluate each expression. So here we are given two exercises and they give you the values of the variables. So that's what we are going to do. We are going to evaluate them. So in this case, A is going to be negative 3. So I'm going to replace the letter A by negative 3. Then B is 2. So I'm going to replace it by 2. And the exponent is 3. C, how much is C? C is negative 1. And it's elevated to the 100th. Then we are going to follow the rules of order of operations, PEMDAS. So first we have to solve the exponents according to PEMDAS. So in this case, copy the negative 3. 2 to the 3 is going to be 2 times 2 times 2, 8. And negative 1 to the 100th. You don't need to compute this all the way to 100. What you're going to pay attention is, look at the exponent. If it is even, and here you have a negative, so it's going to be positive. If you have here a number, okay, the answer is going to be always negative. So in this case, 100 is even, so this answer is going to be positive 1, like that. Then, following PEMDAS, negative 3 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 1, negative 3 multiplied by 8 is 24 negative, and 24 negative multiplied by 1 is going to be negative 24. So the answer of this exercise, when I am evaluating it with these values, is going to be negative 24. Like that. Then I have a second exercise, and I'm going to use the same information that I have here. So for this exercise, in parentheses, A, I replace it, is negative 3, plus B is going to be 2, and 3, copy it. Then, using PEMDAS, we're going to solve this. First, you have to solve the parentheses, inside the parentheses, then the exponent. So negative 3 plus 2 is going to be minus 1, elevated to the 3. So, as I explained here with this part, negative 1 to the 100, this is even, is positive. But here is negative, and here this is not even, it's an odd number. So this answer is going to remain negative. So the answer of this exercise, evaluating it with these values, is minus 1. So in this part, we are going to say if these exercises, okay, achieve this condition. Here we have that this exercise, this expression is greater than 0. And here we have this expression is less than 0. So we are going to write next to the problem true or false. And we're going to explain our answer. And here we have that no variable has a value of 0. So R and R here is not going to be 0. So one advice for doing these exercises is to replace a variable by a number greater than 0 in this case. I'm going to use 1 since it's easier to calculate it. So in this case, negative. R is going to be 1 and it's elevated to the 3. Everything elevated to the 2 greater than 0. So we are going to use PEMDAS here too. So negative 1 elevated to the 3 is going to be negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1. Is going to be negative 1 always. Elevated to the 2 greater than 0. So in this case, you have a parenthesis and you have an even number. It's a 2. So negative 1 elevated to the 2 is going to be 1 greater than 0. So if you see the number line and ask yourselves, is 1 greater than 0? And that's true. So we are answering our exercise, okay? Because 1 is greater than 0. That's true. So this expression is true because when you evaluate it, it's greater than 0. So the same idea we are going to do here. So in this exercise, negative, so I'm going to have here always a 1. So it's going to be 1 elevated to the 2. And everything elevated to the third power, less than 0. So in this case, we copy the minus 1 and we evaluate this. 1 to the 2 is 1 times 1. It's going to be 1 elevated to the third power, less than 0. So if you solve 1 to the third power, is going to be 1. And this minus sign, we are going to copy it. So it's going to be negative 1 less than 0. So we are going to ask yourselves, look at the number line and ask yourselves, is minus 1 less than 0? And yes it is, because negative 1 on the number line is farther from 0, going to the left. So in this case, this is true. This operation here is true. This is less than 0. So our answer is true.